So the attempted Trump assassination absolutely broke Destiny. And this video with Dave Smith and Piers Morgan and, of course, Destiny really just goes to show how bad it is.
Now, but we certainly can ask about it.
And I think, to be completely fair, I believe Donald Trump has spouted a lot of very ill-advised and occasionally very dangerous rhetoric. And I want both sides to dial it down, because actually where this leads to is where it's led to. And
oh, man, so much wisdom from Piers. Actually, where it leads to is where it's led to. And we can't be burdened by the proof of time. Or what is Kamala? Yeah, this is like Kamala right here. Because where it's going is where it's been. And we can never be burdened by what has been. What the?
In Britain, we've had 2 members of parliament in the last 10 years murdered by people for political reasons, basically because, lunatics have wanted to eliminate them. Let me bring in Destiny, because look, you've been at the centre, as you know, of a massive online response.
Bro, look at this dude. Look at this guy right here. Look at him. Look at me. Look at MAGA, lib. MAGA, lib. MAGA, lib. This guy he doesn't look like he has a soul, honestly. It's sad. It really is.
To what you were saying. And I want to go through what you said, and I want to talk to you about this hopefully in a calm manner to try and understand what you were thinking. So on Saturday evening, hours after the shooting, you said, let me clarify, when I say conflicted, what I mean is I lean towards seeing it as a natural extension of the thing Trump and the MAGA kids support. So I don't think I have much sympathy about the attempt enough to chastise people celebrating it. You couldn't find it in your heart to chastise people for celebrating the near assassination?
Like, why couldn't you find that in your heart? Why couldn't you find that in your heart, Destiny? This dude does not have a soul, man. This is sad.
Of a man who was president of the United States and maybe again?
Absolutely not. Conservatives have completely bled that well dry. And the idea that they, after engaging in the most divisive and most extreme rhetoric that this country has seen in recent history, that they would come on and beg for sympathy, that it's escalated into some kind of violent confrontation, is absolutely insane. Even the idea right now of saying, well, if you call somebody a Nazi for so long, it's, what do you expect people to do? I grew up listening to Rush Limbaugh call Obama a communist every single day he was on the radio. You've got conservatives that talk about how the mRNA vaccines were ways to sneak microchips into us. You've got COVID lockdowns that were done because the government was trying to take all your freedom away. They won't acknowledge anything that happened on January 6th. They say that the election was stolen and that your country is being taken from you. Like, I don't think anybody should be killed. I don't think anybody should go out and kill anybody. But when you engage in this type of rhetoric and when you turn the temperature up over and over and over and over again, there is absolutely no room for you to be shocked.
Okay. I think the most important thing to point out right now is that all of that sounds pretty freaking extreme. If you were just a guy who didn't know about politics and you're like, you heard that, you think the Republicans are the craziest, right? And then it like makes you almost think right now, man, these guys are so crazy, they're so extreme, but your guy wasn't the one. The Democrats wasn't the one that was almost assassinated. It was the Republicans. So yeah, there is a faction. There are people who are online and who disagree or agree with everything that Destiny said, but we're not the ones who are put up on the stand because we didn't go out and, attempt that. And saying we is obviously like a strange thing because, I don't identify with every Republican, but still, the point remains.
But you say,
and there certainly isn't a review to ask for sympathy.
But Destiny, you say you don't want anybody killed. And yet you say, I don't think I have much sympathy about the attempt to chastise people celebrating it. People celebrating the near assassination of Donald Trump. If you can't find it in you to chastise people who do that, aren't you just as despicable as the people you've just spent the last 2 minutes haranguing?
No, because they've led the way. This is the environment that they've created.
So you think behaving like the people you think are despicable is the correct course of action?
not about behaving like the people who are despicable would be leading that type of rhetoric. It would be denying every single bad thing. How many times as a liberal? How many times as a liberal have you been on a show? Not you in general, but like a liberal been on a show and you've been forced to disavow all of the BLM riots, disavow all of the violence, and blah blah blah. And then you talk to conservatives about it. January 6th,
violence.
that was
That's
a false
good.
flag.
Yeah.
January 6th. Oh, like conservatives disavow January 6th?
Wait. First off, there's an entire cultural machine that has lied. There is an entire
we just saw it in real time. That's it.
What?
That's why conservatives deserve absolutely zero sympathy for anything that happens as a result of their rhetoric. That's it. It's so easy. Like, it's so simple.
Okay, but look,
I'm not exactly sure what he's talking about, but I would say this is the type of person that the internet has broke their brain, thus leaving them with very little empathy for their co-human. I mean, a good, decent father is now dead because of this. He's had his brains blown out because he was defending his wife and daughter. I would hope that you have a little empathy for that.
Let me jump in there because we have a clip of what Destiny has said about that very thing. Let's listen to this.
Where you guys at, chat? What do you guys think? You guys think that it's beyond repair? It's beyond recovery? I know a lot of conservatives who rock with Destiny, by the way. Even though like they don't agree with him, they still like him. They think he's funny, you know, they like what he does or whatever. I think that he's pretty much drawing a line in the sand and just saying point blank, like, conservatives, Republicans, they're an enemy war. That's what it seems like. I mean, comparing this to January 6th seems a bit odd, doesn't it?
The people that support him, I just want you to know, okay? Just in case you're confused or it seems like I'm, whatever. If one of you were in the crowd and you're a conservative fan of mine and you end up, getting blown away or whatever the fuck, I'm making fun of you the next day on Twitter. I am, 100%.
I mean, I got to say, I just found that repulsive, Destiny.
I wish that there is no room. There is no room for the hand wringing, and I will not participate in this anymore.
Oh, it's not hand wringing.
The hand wringing. No, it absolutely is.
No, it's just that you are positioning yourself.
So well.
No, but Destiny, let me explain to you.
Where conservatives can say anything.
No, I'm not a conservative.
They can have any conspiracy theory.
I'm not a conservative.
They can have any plot. They can do anything, and then liberals are supposed to sit here and be like, "Oh my God, it's so tragic."
No, Destiny.
Absolutely not.
Let me explain.
Absolutely.
Let me explain my position because I'm not a conservative. I'm not on either side in your race, right? Here's what I think about what you did. You'd like to fire off, as you've done so far in this debate, about your fury at how disgusting Republicans are, how inhumane they are, how they never have any empathy, blah, 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 blah. And then you yourself actually are exactly the person that you're describing. You are inhuman. You are somebody who seems almost gleeful that a young firefighter with a family, with a wife and children, who he was protecting as he was shot dead, that he deserved what was coming to him because he went to a President Trump rally, a man who was President of the United States until recently for 4 years and maybe again. You sound almost gleeful, Destin, and I'm sorry, that makes you, frankly, despicable.
I don't think I'm gleeful about anything. I don't think anybody should die. I don't think anybody deserves to die. But you want to talk about gleeful? Look at the conservative response to Pelosi's husband when they broke in.
I can answer that.
Mainstream media figures
I can answer that.
I don't care.
I can answer that.
With all due respect, I don't care what your answer is.
Let me answer that.
The reality is that conservatives have been turning the temperature up on the rhetoric. They have been making fun of these types of events for years, and now when something happens to them, now they're looking for sympathy from the liberal side. Absolutely not. It's insane. It's unhinged that you can conduct yourself.
It's unhinged. You guys see whenever he lifts up his arms and he has like these scrawny little arms and his head looks so big. Freaking disgusting. I am disgusted. You know, it's a bad day when Piers Morgan has to like sit you on his lap and tell you like, sit down, son. Let me tell you why you're despicable. Oh man, you just got owned by your dad. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.